How would you like to experience the thrill of never being held accountable for your actions? Believe me, such a life.
What point is he trying to make? Freedom? But why would you offer me
The creation of a world is the ultimate scientific experiment. I have taken my research to the highest level, where I shall be not just a god, but also a servant to many sacred spirits. A god's laboratory is the perfect playground, but it needs the right occupant to explore its full potential. Mortals are found everywhere one looks. Not so with Descenders. I'd prefer my first guest to be a distinguished individual such as yourself. And I know...
So the condition for entering the new world is to take innocent lives. The same dilemma that Rerir once faced. Could I really bring myself to kill...
Have you made up your mind?
I can't do... Your playground is no place for me. You're putting your hopes on the wrong person. But we both know I'm not quite the hero you say I am either. I have my own reasons for the journey I'm on.
You've grown a lot since we last met. But there are still things you are unwilling to Why don't I lower my requirements a little as a gesture of goodwill? I'll give you a little time to learn to be a less noble soul. That'll make things much easier for you. And yet you already sound less defiant than a moment ago. The benefits appeal to you because you can read the signs of the time. Why don't we return to my research facility? Your last visit was so rushed. Now to that question,
Heroes don't attack from behind. Guess I'm no hero.
This is most disappointing. Now then. A new face. Interesting.
You're still gonna call me Hack Guy after that, huh? I didn't see anyone else in there who needed saving. It's nothing. Why are you looking at me like that? Is it that shocking that I'd come to your rescue? I owed you a favor back in Sumeru. Distracting Dottori was tough. I won't lie, he's not gonna fall for the same trick twice. That was my one shot. Ugh. I never wanted to. Dottori doesn't recognize me. But his segments were originally made based on an analysis of my operational principles. I expect it's only a matter of time.
So Dottori doesn't recognize Wanderer because he deleted himself from Irminsul. Did he really miss his only chance for revenge by saving me?
Why the long face? Hey, and I'm not complaining either. Rescuing you and killing Dottori, or everyone would be pretty stuck without you. It's best you live to fight another day.
How are you holding up?
Hat Guy said to put safety first, so we agreed to run as far away as we could after leaving the energy field, and only—
You don't look injured. It seems that Dottore didn't do anything to you.
All right. Rest. There's a lot more work to be.
Understood. I will bear the Tsaritsa's decree. I don't see what's so awesome about it, though. Does he really think everyone else is as immature as him? I'm not stooping to Tartaglia's level.
I thought you might say that. How's your progress?
Quite promising, actually. That alchemist, remember how I asked you to look up some files for me? That stuff on the Nazi-Kreuz Institute. Rene de Petrichor and Jakob Ingold. Alain Guillotin despised Rene's—
I thought Alain was like a father to you. He and Rene were mortal enemies, were they not?
And what would you say if Lenny and his friends one day learned something useful from someone you utterly detested?
I would applaud them for it. That would mean that they have surpassed me.
For all we know, Alain Guillotin might have thought the same thing. Not that it matters, though. He's dead, and I'm alive. So it's, once you die, it doesn't matter how great you were.
Hey, come on out.
Huh? You're back? And your head's still screwed on? And you still—
What does it look like? Way to keep your composure, madam.
Excuse you. I am perfectly composed.
Glad you're okay. Yes, it's a huge relief.
Worry? Oh, yeah, right. You think
We were worried sick.
Hey!
The Traveler and I were already friends. You are free to join this
I must say, I was quite surprised when Mr. Albedo told me he would need no additional aid.
We discussed this on our way back as well. I am rarely so unequivocal, but in this case, we had full confidence in Hat Guy.
He said he knew what he was doing. Albedo and I pretty much had to just wait outside on standby. Meanwhile, Hat Guy broke—
You didn't have to mention that.
Well, I'm thoroughly impressed.
Is he back? Is he really back? Traveler! It's really you!
You can finally breathe easy, Paimon.
It's great to have you back in one piece! Look at them. You know, once you reach my age, there's nothing better than what—
It's nothing. Same goes when you get to my age, too. I bet I—
Varka—
Oh, yeah, good point.
What? Ew!
Everyone, I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused you. While I was being held captive.
The three moon goddesses were even more powerful than we imagined. No wonder Dottore believes himself to be equal to the gods.
Utter blasphemy.
While everyone was gone, Nefer and I made an interesting discovery. And I believe Miss Sandrone has something to share too.
Called it. Getting rid of a pesky troublemaker like her is like trying to clean up after a crumbly cake.
Our next step is to find a way to bring—
A place where time flows backward.
It sounds like she's on a specific path through time. The question is, where does that path lead? Or will it keep going to infinity?
We considered that question as well. Strictly speaking, time is not infinite.
Indeed not. Every road has an end.
Nicole! You sure lived quietly sneaking in.
I do, in fact. It's something You wonder what lies at the end. But where Miss Cullum— What about the original moons? And the moon goddesses? Do they have a beginning too? All things do. In the beginning, no moons adorned the sky. It was the Dragon King Nibelung who raised the 3 moons into the heavens. They were shadows of the planet, but then one day, they disappeared just as suddenly as they had once been.
Like I thought. No more paths back to but how can I be sure that I'm going the right way without scenes from reality to keep me on track? I can't even be sure of how long I've been walking for. The further I travel, they can just materialize out of thin air. Is that the ray here of Solnari?
Please, there's no need.
I find that a little difficult to...
The way you used my own power against me was... It was a brilliant strategy. And then, in the final moment before I was thrown into this space...
Mr. Dainsleif.
Right. It was so... When I first got here, I was filled with hatred. How I cursed and devoured. I tore... but to no avail. This is the second time I've entered this space. Though I have no memory of the first. I was torn to shreds the moment, but this time I survived. It must be partly because of this new body, and partly because of all the Kuvaki I absorbed in Nodcry.
Are you the source of the abyssal power?
Not all of it. Some is from when I first arrived here and tried to destroy everything. But there was already a degree of abyssal power here, before I entered. And like a venomous snake baking in the merciless sun, it tried to slither into my shadow.
Tried to? So...
Yes. Because after that, the world suddenly became silent for a moment.
What do you mean?
The voices in my head. And then... I saw...
Her?
Thelindis.
Never mentioned that she saw a memory of Thelindis leaping into the moon's reflection.
More precisely, I saw her afterimage. I'm sure the real her is long gone. She was just an ordinary Conrian. She couldn't have survived here for very long. Anyway, why have you come here? Didn't you know it was a dead end?
If I hadn't escaped through the moon gate, my
No?
What?
You'd like to know how I know. The one who resurrected me said so. I could hear a deep lust for power in his voice. Dottore. So that he'd been collecting fragments of my body for a long time. Also that he could resurrect me at the moment of his choosing. I had no interest in his research. But being as corroded by the abyss as I was, we were aligned as far as hunting the moons and recovering my strength were
So that's why the Wild Hunt suddenly became so active in Nodcry. When I left the Fatui in my weakened state, Dottore must have felt...
Moon Goddess?
What?
I know this is a lot to ask, especially from someone who tried to kill you. But this is the only thing I
What do you want?
I'd like you to take a message to...
Thelindis?
Yes. She's dead. I can sense that some part of her soul remains here.
Why don't you go and speak to her yourself?
I can't. I don't know. All I can see is a glimpse of her. Walk. In return, I will clear these abyssal obstacles for you. No, not in return. I'll clear them for you, whether you want to help me or not. Yeah. Why, indeed. I'm tired of it all. Tired of the person I became. I think I grew tired of it long ago, but I wouldn't admit it to myself.
What do you wish to tell her?
All of it. My past. My mistakes.
Is it okay if I give her the abridged version? Like the part where you relentlessly tried to kill us?
Love demands honesty. We hid too much from each other. But after living my whole life... There. The Abyss...
Even though Mr. Dainsleif felt he had to fight you, I think he said that you betrayed him. But he also felt great remorse at never having understood what you were truly going through.
Why tell me that?
Because if he'd known that someone could take a message to you, I believe that's what he would have said.
I know this will sound strange coming from me, but don't die, Moon Goddess.
He kept his word. The Abyss is no longer obstructing my path. Is that the Lindis? Hello, Miss Delindis.
Who are you? How do you know my name? I've never seen anyone else here before.
You can call me Columbina. I promised Rerir.
Rerir? My Rerir? Is he well?
He's
better than he was, huh? Sounds like he's had a...
Others have had a rough time on his account too. And I'm not just talking about the children of the Crimson Moon.
So, things got worse before they got better.
Are you sure you wish to?
Yes. This is my opportunity to learn.
I admire your courage. However, time is short. Rerir had seeds of hatred in his heart, and many people nursed them for their own ends. But in the end, he came to regret his mistakes. Beyond that, he did not say specifically what it was he wished to convey to you, but I'm sure that you've always been on his mind.
I'm sorry, Miss Columbina.
It's all right. Well, that's it.
Wait. Time flows backwards here. The road ahead only leads further, and
I know. I intend to
without a moon marrow, without the 3 moons' power, you won't make it far.
You could say that.
I see. I often think to myself, if life is like a train ride, why haven't I reached? And it's not just me. It's this whole place, wherever it is. I must seem so ridiculous. Thinking back, I was suddenly... I used to be a researcher at the Universitas Magistrorum in Conria, researching the iridescent moon's marrow. Eventually, I came to the conclusion Rerir was one of the Vinster King's retainers. With me, he was in an impossible position. I wanted to help him escape his lot in life. I wanted him to be happy, so I thought I'd use this place to return. At the time, I thought I could just go back to the day that the Vinster King first found the princess. It was only after meeting the princess that the Vinster King started going too far with his research into the Abyss. That was the day all of our woes began. I thought I couldn't kill the Vinster King himself, so I had to find another way to save Rayrir. That's why I wanted to go back. I'm sure it was a futile endeavor, but the Abyss probably but I was simply too weak. Like a speck of dust against the whole universe. Look at me. I didn't even survive the journey here. Not physically, at least. I know I'm never getting out of here. But you're different.
How do you plan to help me?
Have you noticed the golden energy that, based on my past research and my observation, I can share what I've learned and help you understand. I think you just might. Now, I know you will be able to change the past. Also, I've been speculating about where this space. The documentation was scanned, but from what I know of the legends about the moons, the oldest ones seem to begin with Nibelung, king of dragonkind. I have no way of verifying any of it by this point. But if it's true, you might.
Understood.
I'm the one who should be thanking you. If you hadn't entered this about Rayrir, I'm so sorry.
It wasn't your fault.
That's not true. But enough about that. And may the outside world never have to experience pain like this again. Rayrir, you're there, aren't you? I cannot see you, because you exist in the future. I expect we'll be trapped in this prison of space-time for all eternity. But please, gaze upon the past, and then sit for a while. Let's find a place to sit down together, just like we did when we first met.
How long have I been walking? How much further till I reach the end? Is there even an end? Everything's getting blurry. Are you... Have you come from the...
How exactly did the moons just disappear? Shouldn't it be a little harder to get rid of major
The world is a vast and ancient place.
Miss Nicole explained that the moon goddesses likely perished in the War of Funerary Flame. The moons themselves were also destroyed at that time, save for the Frost Moon.
Am I missing something then? 'Cause the stories say that the moon goddesses were born on the moon, but doesn't Columbina say she was born in Nodcry? Huh.
Why do their birthplaces differ? What's the difference between the two generations?
Also, remember what Sandrone said? Her scans detected 4 moons. In other words, 4 moon marrows.
Technically, the result of the scan means that 4 moon marrows were detected and positively identified as moons in that moment. In other words, this piece of information alone isn't enough for us to know how Miss Columbina is doing right now.
Yep. We have no way of staying up to date on whether she's dead or alive. But at least she's trying her best to get back to... Yeah. She's a tough cookie. And a sore loser, too. We have to... As much as it pains me to say it, that maniac is going to devour everything in his path until he reaches us. We need to find someone. I'll be frank. only hope of defeating this false god is with a real moon goddess on our side. I'm not just saying this because Columbina's a friend, and I know that even she was no match for him when he attacked, but...
We're not giving up on saving her, whether she can defeat Dottore or not.
Right. Don't worry, Miss Sandrone. We're all aligned on...
No one's trying to argue that we can only justify saving our friend because it will help save the world. This is about multitasking. We want to save both.
So... she's more than just a moon goddess to you guys?
Absolutely.
Duh! She's part of... Yes, I know. You don't need to labor the point. Anyway, as for how we get Columbina back, I've been working on it constantly. I'd probably get there if I could continue my calculations, but the problem is, computing power? You mean... No, the issue isn't energy, it's processing power. There's so much data to get through that the whole...
That's a tricky problem.
René de Petrichor of the Nazissenkreuz Ordo once foretold the fate of the world. But I don't know how he did it. My guess is that he used the primordial seas. However, that won't work for me. His methodology was vastly different from my own. What's worse, this is so annoying. If I'd known we'd run into a bottleneck like this... Well, no, the design bureau's a bust as well. Curse that Dottore! Couldn't have made this harder for me if he tried.
Oh, what do we do then?
You don't get it, do you? And I need accurate results, not vague prophecies. Where the heck am I gonna find the computing power for that? Anyway.
Either way, we've done what we can. Rest well.
Hat guy? Is he...
Let's go somewhere a little... You know that Dory went back to Sumeru, right?
Yeah, she mentioned she was planning...
Things aren't looking good for Notcry. She's gone to spread the word so that Sumeru has a chance to prepare for the worst. From what I know of Dottore, there are two possible reasons why he hasn't made a move yet. One is that he's still working through some kinks in his new powers. The other is, he wants to see how we're going. He'll easily devour everything eventually. So I guess he's in no rush. The first false god he made was me. Now it's his turn. Even though my records were erased from Irminsul, Dottore's ideas haven't changed one. He once told me that becoming a god was like turning yourself into a hungry wolf or giant serpent to devour the moon. Clearly, he began studying the moon goddess's powers long before he even tried making a god. He's always wanted to get his greedy hands on divine authority one way or another. And in the end, he devoured the moon in the desert of Sumeru. There is a chessboard built by King Deshret, also known as Al-Ahmar. I don't know if it was a real game, or if he was just trying to challenge, but creating games and setting rules. Gods do that as a matter of course. Now he has the Trilunar Authority. His power is leagues beyond the common people. I don't think there's any point in other nations rushing to the front line. They're better off focusing on defense. Either way, Dory will inform Lesser Lord Kusanali. The Seven will have some recourse available. If nothing else, their protection should keep the rest of the world from descending into chaos as quickly. So on the bright side, even if Notcry is doomed...
That's good to know.
There's a word for people who refuse to let anything go. It's called being greedy.
Maybe it sounds greedy to you. And probably naive too. Battles are fleeting. But
why do you always feel the need to do the right thing? No, I mean, who's gonna criticize?
Don't take this the wrong way, but Dottore said something similar to me. I guess the Fatui attracts people who don't believe in saviors.
Not necessarily.
You look kinda worried.
If your arch-nemesis was about to achieve their ultimate goal,
That's true. Dotori is about to become an omniscient, omnipotent deity. That's gotta be a bitter pill to swallow. Still, you're calmer than I expected.
obviously, I have to admit that my past self was a reckless fool who misunderstood not only the point of revenge, but how to achieve it. And as much as I want my vengeance, I know I'm not gonna get it by acting alone. If the world's taught me anything, it's to think before I act. Too bad it never taught me any other virtues, though.
So, what's your plan?
I'll get to that. First, tell me,
Just like Paimon said.
how much do you trust her? This is a serious question.
Although she's with the Fatui, I see no reason not to trust her.
If you say so. In that case, the three of us need to talk. It can be solved, but it will come with a cost.
How much? If I can
Sometimes your heroism really backs me into a corner. Come on, let's go talk to her.
Burn it down! Try and stop me!
Miss Androne, Traveler.
Hey there.
Paimon's here too! She was just helping them sort through their things. That was fast. The call only just ended.
Well, you said it was urgent.
Albedo, I have some alchemy.
I see. Look. If I might ask,
I needed to predict the future of the entire world. But
I see. I'll have.
About that, it's been sorted.
Oh, with the Traveler's help?
Actually, you're not wrong. He found the person with the solution.
Was it Hat Guy?
Yeah, it was.
Wow! Go Hat Guy! Seems like all that time studying at the academia.
But where is he?
Come with me.
Hat Guy?
Hat Guy! Can you hear? No response.
Hat Guy mentioned that he was a puppet. It seems that his functions are currently shut down. I presume this has something to do with the solution to your.
That's right. He and the Traveler came to see me. Wait, what? You?
Would you calm down? Why do you always
Excuse me? How would you know?
Oh, please. It doesn't take that long to figure out that you have a temper.
Where does a mere student get that kind of confidence?
I've actually published more papers than you. Not that status counts for much. Even Paimon's applied for academia admission.
Huh? Are you serious?
See? This is why I can't be bothered to explain myself.
Okay, fine. I'll hear you out.
This world itself is constantly processing all kinds of information. If it's the world's future you're trying to calculate, you need a processing device that's designed to cope with that volume.
Easier said than done. Only Irminsul can. Wait, is that what you're suggesting? But surely we can't just plug my formula directly into the ley lines.
You should be able to tell that I'm not human.
Yeah, I noticed. The technology, though, seems
Conrian, to be precise. I'm what they would have called a puppet. Puppets need an energy source and processing power. The artisans who built them sought out the materials most suited for that purpose.
You.
The Traveler and I have talked it over. He's willing to vouch for you. So, I'll allow you to borrow my core for your calculation. It was built using wood from a silver white tree, which makes it a small part of Irminsul.
Conrian technology and Irminsul. Are you sure about this? A puppet without its core will cease functioning completely. And if it's left in that state for too long,
I can put two and two together, yes. No need to rub it in.
I won't lie to you. This has never been done before. I cannot.
Doesn't matter.
Did you two actually talk this through? Is he...
Yes, we discussed it. The bottom line is, he trusts me, and I... Let's give it a shot, shall we?
Honestly, I have no clue where this kid even came from. But for whatever reason, he lent me his core to use in my formula. I'm very close to finishing my calculations now, and the core is currently in use. So I'm sorry, but I can only show you a sketch right now. This is what the core looks like.
A silver white branch. It certainly matches the legends told about Irminsul.
Is Hat Guy gonna be okay?
He's not gonna die, right?
In theory, he should be fine. As long as we put his... Beyond that, all I can say is that I'll try my best to avoid risk and make sure the core doesn't sustain any damage.
I think I know why you called us here now. Someone needs to watch over his body and make sure it's protected.
Correct. He said that the only ones he trusts here are you two, and the Traveler. And the Traveler will have other work.
He will have our undivided attention.
Aww. On a more positive note, things are progressing steadily.
The worst case scenario with the core removal is either a system reset or a total loss of function. But I'm not afraid. A quiet death? A core is completely different from a heart. It's like another vital organ entirely. But in the end, it turns out the core was more useful to me. Do you think there's any difference between a puppet and a human? If not, then this would just be another samsara. I have already experienced both a past life and a next life. Part of me wonders whether I'm only capable of making this decision because I've become a real human. What's with that expression?
Sandrone will succeed, won't she?
She will.
That's right. And I'll protect...
Call me Sonnet. You have the same power as Canon. Oh, goodness. You recognize me? Well then, what's...
Columbina. Columbina hyposelenia.
Hyposelenia? What?
It was... a joint...
Friends? You mean your friends in the heavens?
Huh?
Oh, sorry. You must be exhausted. I apologize. Hang in there. Let me introduce you to my older sister.
Do you mean the other two moon goddesses? Arya and Canon?
Wow, you sure know a lot. Oh, it's all right. You could say we were too prepared. I can't even remember. When did you get here? How long has it been?
I can't say for sure, but it feels like it's been forever.
I see. Are you feeling all right? You look a little unwell. We don't have far to go. The place where my sisters and I are based is just up ahead. Don't worry, they're both really nice. I'll introduce you. Sisters! I'm back! And look who I've brought with me. It's our lovely little sister, born in the far future.
The pleasure is all mine.
me to introduce you to Columbina hyposelenia. This is Arya, the goddess of the eternal moon. And this is Canon, goddess of the frost moon.
Hello, Columbina. I apologize for our startled reaction just now. And please, forgive our little sister if she's been annoying you. She tends to—
It's fine.
You seem shy. Don't worry, Columbina hyposelenia. No one can hurt you here.
Could you tell me where here... Please.
This is where Tevat's original ruler, the Dragon King Nibelung, imprisoned the moon goddesses.
What? You're scaring her.
No, I'm fine. Please.
Nibelung, our original master, created us in the distant past to maintain Tevat.
But he left this world and traveled into the dark universe beyond.
Twixt day and night, we fulfilled our duty in the heavens, until the day that the first descender arrived.
The great ruler of the firmament.
The heavenly principles.
Is that what later generations call them? I see. But we did not reject them at first. We coexisted in peace. They were like a guest in our home.
Slowly, however, we came to realize that our guest had a growing...
And you didn't stop it?
No. There was an order to the rules they set up that Nibelung never taught us. We wanted to know if this order would bode good or ill for... All right. Canon and I wanted to know. Sonnet was against it from the outset.
Later, we discovered that this great ruler of the firmament bore an almost paranoid hostility toward the desire of certain life forms to seek power. Or they would even cast down celestial nails as manifestations of their power, to punish the civilizations of the world below.
Only this was far beyond mere punishment.
Right. Their rules brought order, but the price people paid for merely testing the limits of those rules was far... I did everything in my power to help the
The ancestors of the Frost Moon Scions were some of the ones you helped.
But just when we had decided to take countermeasures, the Dragon King...
And so began the War of Funeral.
So, that's the name the world gave that.
Well, who won in the end?
As far as I know, the Heavenly Principles won, although it came at a great cost. They remained in Tevat, where they continue to rule to this day, and the world's original master, the Dragon King...
And what of the moons? Are there...
You can tell us the truth, Columbina. We know we are...
Only the Frost Moon remains. But it has been cast beyond the false firmament by the Heavenly Principles. The eternal and iridescent moons were both shattered during the war.
So death finally came for us in the end.
Sonnet.
But... you're...
A moon goddess cannot live without her moon, Columbina.
She's right. That's why I began to disappear. Because the frost moon is cut off by the false sky. How much worse it would have been if it were out.
Our souls may endure within this lunar palace, but if our...
Then we shall disappear the moment we depart from it.
I'm sorry.
There's no need to apologize to us. If anything, we owe the world an apology. If only we'd decided to act sooner, rather than arguing amongst ourselves.
All the more reason not to spend this time in regret, and instead we should focus our efforts on how we might...
Sorry?
Don't you see, Columbina, your story is not yet over. Is that not why you are here?
I... 'Cause... 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 'Cause
Initiate numerological array. Continue running primary process. Calculate the world's fate through extrapolation. And secondary process? Scan for moons. Still 4. The number of moon marrows hasn't changed. Wait, let me think. Is it possible that there's something I've been misunderstanding about variable? I know where potential variables within the world come from. So what about the moons? Are there any like their life or death, for instance? What if being alive or dead makes no difference to a moon? But that's so strange. Even immortal gods can die. Why would the moons alone be? Wait! I've got it! If alive or dead is considered a variable, we might have had this wrong the whole time. No one ever said that a moon marrow equals a living moon. We just made that initiate secondary process. Scan again, this time filtering out interfering perimeter, moon marrow. I don't care if they're natural or artificial. Get them out of my search. Why? It says 3 moons still exist in Teyvat, even after excluding the moon marrows. But we know for a fact that 2 of them are dead. Redo the scan. Narrow the results to living moons and real moons. No, scrap that. Narrow it down to moons that have lunar authority and remain alive. Why? What is this, Columbina? Has the world lied to us? Or are you the one pulling the wool over our eyes?
So, you think that the moon's reflection might be where Nibelung imprisoned the 3 moon sisters?
Yes, it would explain a lot, such as why that space would respond to a moon goddess's power, opening the moon gate at her command. It would also explain why Miss Columbina has been unable to leave, and why time flows.
In the messages she sent, Columbina promised us she'd find a way to return. But we have—
The fact that she still has yet to reappear in this world indicates that returning from that place is—
So you're saying, if she could return by her own power alone?
Yes. She certainly wouldn't leave it to this late stage. I've been giving this some thought. This could also explain why Luanatar is always by the traveler's side.
Sounds like a plausible theory. If that's the case, there must be— The question is—
Hello? Listen up! This— Not only is Columbina alive, but she may well exist in a form unimaginable to us. I'm still unclear on the details, but she's done something truly inconceivable in the past. And the clue to what—
Truly amazing.
Oh.
I'm sure we all feel the same. And I'm sure Columbine—
I'll keep my calculations going and try to find some way of coordinating with her. But that's not an excuse for—
How can the dead moons still live? And Luanatar—
It's hard to believe that's what will happen in the distant future.
Our authority is linked to the most fundamental rules of Teyvat. I suppose it's no wonder that many would covet that power.
I didn't realize that when you said friends, you meant people who live down in Teyvat. That's so lovely. I always wanted to go down there and have some fun.
Have you ever tried?
Of course. Between us,
It's like the center of a whirlpool. Everything ultimately converges here.
In that case,
sorry?
what are there are passages through which you can make small-scale changes to reality by using Kuvaki? Or am I the only one who can use those passages?
Kuvaki.
You don't know? It's a unique kind of elemental energy found—
Well, it's true that the moons first rose up from the part that you say is called, but there is no difference in the elemental energy between there and anywhere else.
What? Could you show us some of this Kuvaki hyposelenia?
Okay.
Isn't that just your power?
What? But it's everywhere in Nodcry. In the air, in the land.
How curious. This Kuvaki certainly did not exist anywhere in the world before we were imprisoned.
Let alone influence living creatures. So, how exactly?
This is so strange. Why would there be—
Columbina, you're looking for more than—
Yes. If I am to help my friends, I will need Tri-Lunar Authority.
You mean—
This sounds extremely risky. The Three Moons' powers are not mutually compatible. Concentrating them into one goddess will be a very painful process. And if anything goes wrong, it could tear—
I know. But I'm willing to take that risk.
Even so, let's say we successfully transfer our authority to you. How will you take it outside this prison? Nibelung constructed this realm specifically to prevent us from using our powers to interfere in his war. No moon goddess can leave this place alive.
What if I don't leave alive?
Where do we even start? How are we supposed to figure out—
Columbina?
If she really got to the beginning of time in there, how do you think she'd leave us a message? You don't think she'd write it down on a—
Columbina may not talk a lot, but she thinks deeply about issues like—
Let's review what we know. This is the Columbina who fought alongside us against the Reikir of Solnari, and with whom we celebrated Moon Prayer Night. She knows our personalities, our ways of— So, if she wanted to tell us something from a long, long time ago, what would she— Oh. Traveler, you once said that those golden ripples also appeared when Luanatar was born. What if Columbina left Luanatar here, not just as an anchor to the real world? If she is part of Columbina, and Columbina knows that I can see past events—
Oh yeah! Like when you picked an—
Nefer, wait. If you're right about this, and you can really see past events through—
Oh, I know. Looking at Rerir's past in Conria was already enough of a strength. It'll sure— But it's our only chance.
Boss.
We spoke about this once, a long time ago. Do you remember what I said, Yehoda? The day I lose my sight, the curatorium—
But—
What's wrong? I'd be overjoyed if I were you. This day's come a lot earlier than either of us expected. I need to know you'll honor our agreement.
Yes.
Are you sure you don't want some time to think this through?
What is there to think through? I should have gone blind after our battle with—
Then at least let me take some precautions on your behalf. And if you really do lose your sight—
Oh, please, anything but that. I was actually ready to go through with this. Are you trying to scare me into backing out? All right.
All done.
Good. Now give me— Come on then, little one. Show me what happened in the past.
Between the Trilunar Authority, Kuvaki, and the soul-surviving moon, the Frost Moon. I think I might know how to get back. But time to go talk it over with them.
I hope it's not too dangerous. You really scared me when you said that. Come on.
It seems you have reached. I'm all ears.
Have you figured it out, Columbina? Tell us, how do you plan to leave this place?
I intend to die here, in this.
What? What are you saying? And how will you inform these future friends of your plans? You can't exactly leave oracles. Nothing can escape this place. And even if you found a way, what if they never find the message you left for them?
No.
Come again?
They will find my message.
I'm not following.
It's quite simple. First, I will leave my soul here.
I see it.
Your soul? You mean your divinity?
Yes. I once left a portion of my soul in the future. One so small that this prison barely noticed anything. In this very moment, she can resonate with my soul across time. When the time comes, I believe that she can serve as an anchor to pull my soul from here back to the future reality.
Just as gravity connects the world to the moon.
Exactly. In the future, where I came from, the moon has been cast beyond the false sky, but I can still feel that it is there. In a similar way, I can feel a connection to the soul fragment I left behind even now. My friends can use it to detect my presence.
But how do you just leave your soul here? Is that even—
On my way here, I met an ordinary mortal who entered this place long before I did. Her body is long gone, but her soul and before that, I encountered an old enemy whose entire soul survives here intact, while the power that once corrupted his body has faded away.
So, perhaps this space is specifically designed to imprison divinity and authority, but not the physical body.
Still, even if your body can escape, would it not just be a lifeless husk without the soul inside? Wait, is that what you meant when you said—
Yes. I shall turn my body into moonlight and pour it over not. That power shall protect the land and quietly blend into it, awaiting my soul's return in the future. However, I cannot do that. I would need your help to do this.
Oh, dear sister, you need not be so formal. As I said before, we are but remnants of a bygone age. You, on the other hand, were born alone in that distant future, and you have walked a long and lonesome road since then. How could I— Don't forget, we are your sisters, your family.
Arya's right. Actually, I've always wanted a little sister. Can you imagine how it's been for me? Getting nagged by two. Now, I finally get to be the big sis. And not just that. So—
Kennen?
I'm sorry. I know this is a bold request. The Frost Moon is rightfully yours, and it remains—
Oh, no, please, don't. I was just thinking back. You cannot imagine how happy I am to hear of the future world you describe. For the three of us, if your plan can save them, and save, not cry, I will. Besides, the three of us have been together since the day we were born. I could never abandon them to live on alone without them.
Canon.
Still, I do have one question.
Certainly.
Why do you cover your eyes?
Yeah, I was curious about that too. But it seemed...
There was a time when I refused to look upon the world. I believed it was full of nothing but lies and I wished to hide my feelings, seal my heart, until I could return to my true home.
I see. Perhaps that decision saved you from ever having to see the false sky again. But at the same time, you likely promise me this, Columbina. When you I'm sure that you know this already, given that you long to return. But that is... Give me your hand, Columbina. Aria, sonnet.
Okay.
All right.
We once were the song sung for eternity, but now it is you who must continue to sing.
We once were the tides in the great river of time.
We were the messengers of madness and inspiration.
We are souls awaiting the sun. You must return. Yes. We have transferred the authority over all 3 moons to Columbina Hyposelenia. From this moment on, she is the Tri-Lune Goddess, the one and only moon goddess of this world.
Thank you. Thank you, my sisters.
Now go, and do what you believe is right, Colum.
Be aware that we cannot grant you the power of the 3 moons beyond these prison walls. The conflict that arose over their remains following our...
I understand.
Sisters, oh, my body. It feels...
Now that we have given up our power and authority, our bodies are merely mortal shells. This prison...
It's okay, Sonnet. The end must come for every god, just as it does for every human. That's all this is. The final destination of our lives. Canon and I will be by your side the whole way.
We have one final request, Columbina. Could you use the 3 moons' power to send us back into the real world? Now that we have lost our powers, I doubt this space was... It's just... We would like to spend our final...
Of course. Sonnet, don't... I wish I could tell her not to give in to the abyss. Not to be afraid. But is this really what I should say at this moment? Don't forget. I'm so glad to...
No, I'm okay. I'm not afraid.
It looks like this is goodbye, sisters.
Goodbye, Columbina.
Take care of this world in our stead.
I will. And now, it's time for me to bid farewell. May it become the moonlight that keeps no... So this is why Notcry was not always home to Kuvaki. It only appeared after I poured my body out upon this land. And only this Kuvaki responds to me because It is me. My body. And the golden energy I've encountered on my way here was, in fact, that very soul, which I am about to leave here to guide me. O power Trilune, eternal moonlight. I, Columbina Hyposelenia, lay aside my body. Let it be cast into the dark night to illuminate the future. May it be a companion to all who dwell beneath the moon. Until the time comes for me to return home.
Boss! That was crazy! Were we even allowed to see that? Can you still see? How many?
I see 2 fingers, and a look of sheer
Truly astounding, Miss Nefer. Your eyes have glimpsed the very ends of the world. Or is the credit for this miracle due to Miss Lauma? It seems that even time itself is no match for your medical skills.
Surely you jest, Miss. I suspect we have Columbina to thank. She must have realized the immense toll that the ritual would take and purposely set aside some of her power in the past to protect Nefer's eyes when this moment arrived. There is always a great price to...
She chose the perfect method of getting a message to us. Though her eyes were always shut, she was clearly so perceptive. She knows, despite being separated by time and...
We still don't even know if she's okay right now. But...
I'll get you back somehow.
Well, based on the information we now have...
Thanks to these gentlemen, we have a much clearer picture of the situation with Dottore. The civilian population has been moved to safety, so we no longer...
Miss Androne, how are the calculations?
So far, so good. I'll keep seeing how far I can push the system, though. Can't have Hat Man being powered down for nothing.
There's still a long road ahead.
Our plan is clear. Time is...
There's just never enough time, is there? Time is the bane of my...
All right, we'll do our part too.
Yeah.
Albedo's theory says that elemental energy can dilute the light realm's power. But I'm no expert in building elemental defenses. Sounds like something out of the advanced elemental theory section of the library. Whew.
You seem quite troubled.
Well, yeah. I mean, who doesn't get a little flustered when they're completely out of their depth?
You were the very picture of confidence back when you approached the Hexen Circle.
Yeah, I could have been faking it through that whole meeting for all you know. who's to say I'm not just a ball of nerve?
Oh gosh, really?
Still, I was much more in my comfort zone than I am here. At least in Mondstadt, you can cry for help from a cliff top and actually stand a chance of summoning Barbados himself. Things have never looked bleaker than they do now. If we don't pull this off, Tevet's doom.
Oh, you think so? Actually, yes. Yes, it probably...
It's a shame.
Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Tevat has faced annihilation many times in the past.
Hey, don't give me that.
I disagree. Every human born in this world is special. We angels have always...
In that case, this...
I thought you might say...
I'm sure Alice, in her great wisdom, sent you here precisely to help us in this difficult time, yes?
Well, that has less to do with her wisdom.
Of course, of course. Well, the thing is, these elemental defenses we're about to build, I don't think it's a question of if they'll fail, but when. Durin's findings from his patrols make it clear that Dottore is constantly expanding his territory. First it was his lab, then the design bureau, and now this. It's not realistic to completely stop him encroaching on the rest of Nagkrai. Rather, our goal should be to stall him for as long as possible. If Miss Sandroni's calculations are correct, well, they're the closest thing to certainty we have in this situation, so let's assume they are. Anyway, her calculations, it's up to us to slow Dottore's advance and buy time.
Are you asking me to help you with building the defenses?
No. I'd like you to prepare for what comes next. When he eventually reaches us, we will have to fight him. You were an angel once and a mage now. I'm asking you to lend us...
Oh. Can I take it that you're triggering the terms you fought for during our three-way talks?
Well, technically, though...
You're cashing in on this much sooner than I'd...
Well, yeah. The way things are going, I might not get another chance.
Very well. The mages have heard the knight's plea, and we will... To tell the truth, Alice and I had already discussed how we might help you all, so I didn't come in.
This is... Wow. Yeah. This is...
It's been many long years since I had a chance to dazzle humanity with a little divine intervention. Anyway, Knight of Boreas, please accept this gift in recognition. Go now. May the angel's blessing deliver you safely to your destiny.
You're here.
Sandroni! How are things going?
Glad you asked.
Hey!
Whatever.
Wow!
This meter displays the progress of my formula. Currently, it's still making the most important connection. Once it's finished running, I'll deliver it right to your side. And then...
What do you mean, deliver it? Can't you just tell us over the Dodo communication device?
You're such a greenhorn. This isn't the kind of formula you solve in math. Whatever. I'll share the data with you. Nicole's agreed to let me use her information channel, so we just need to use the Dodo communication device like so. There. Now you...
Wow! Look at that! You're amazing, Sandrone.
About time you recognized my genius. Anyway, that's all from me. That might sound harsh to you. I'm kinda stuck here.
Yes, Miss Moonchanter? What are you—
You always address me in the strangest ways.
Yes, and? Are either—
Not as such. It's just that I simply—
Uh-huh. That's my name.
The point is I don't—
Meaning what?
That maybe we're on—
Is that how you see it? And I thought I was the one with eye damage.
Never! Wilma!
Paimon!
Just swinging by to check in.
Don't worry about me.
And I give my— yes. Allow— Hold on. You're both in good shape.
You're welcome.
Paimon will keep an eye on him.
I'm glad to hear it.
Sure thing.
Traveler, Paimon.
Twins! How's everything coming along?
Fairly well.
Ooh.
To be honest, I am conserving my strength.
Seeing you get into the zone like this really puts Paimon—
I consider it and rest well.
Thankfully, Miss Nicole has come to our aid. Nasha Town is now looking very—
Golden Flame. Yes, that's Nicole's pop. Based on the latest message from Grandmaster Varka, the situation should be more stable with her assistance.
Albedo! Durin!
Hello there, you two.
Are you well rested?
That's good to hear. As per the plan, Albedo and I will be in as Dotori's energy—
We fought side by side many times before, and always with great— I believe this time—
Here they come.
As we expected.
Get ready, everyone. Take your positions and prepare to engage.
Let's begin.
I'm at the ready.
What a waste of time!
Let's go! Time for the big one!
Steady now. Steady now.
Time for the big one!
Keep your distance. It's a grave situation.
There's nowhere to hide!
Go!
Maybe I wasn't meant for this world.
I'm gonna fix your skull! Time for the
Be
big
silent.
one!
Run while you can. There's nowhere to hide. Take too long.
Beware the creatures of the night.
Your skull!
For the everlasting forest, these creatures cannot stand against us.
Oh, fighting talk. Just don't let your guard down.
That goes without saying. I'm hardly the risk taker in this group.
Excuse me?
coming to be. Moment of birth. This! Element for the end! That was easier than I thought.
Naturally.
What do you mean? Is it because as created beings go, we're of a higher level than them? Bombs away!
With one heart, we pray. Seek within.
The night cometh. Close your eyes. People have always used fire to drive away wild beasts.
Wouldn't a lantern work just as well?
You read my mind, my dear friend. I was just about to say that.
All right then, dear friend. Bring the light!
No more lies.
By the Frostmoon of old.
You're looking well. I trust you've had a good couple of days.
Dottore.
It's actually a good thing, in my view. If the subjects of my experiment were to die prematurely, it would throw quite a wrench in the works. And so, I must thank you all for your resilience. We are no longer on the same level, but you are nonetheless worthy of my respect. A creator god should be merciful and gracious, and in any case, it is only right that before I end your lives, the world is informed of the... The experiment begins. With the marrow of the 3 moons in my hand, behold the false moons fall! And here I thought you felt pathetic.
The deception ends here. Can't hide the truth.
You can't. Found.
Leave this place.
Close your eyes.
How dumb you're made of. That's more like it.
It all adds up.
in the place.
Good.
Can't hide
Keep it
the
up.
truth.
I'm still collecting.
With one heart, we pray.
Keep your distance. Oh, I've been moved inside another space, and it's sealed off. Looking at the structure of it, it seems like the Torre intends to trap us here. There's no exit. Our endurance is about to be put to the test.
Entropy bends to me.
Water jet! It all adds up.
Did you honestly think that would hit me?
No more lies. Seek within. It all falls into place.
For the everlasting forest.
Moon's remnants wipe out!
It all adds up. The mystery unravels. No
Reverse.
Can't hide the truth. It all adds up. Seek within.
Bombs away!
By the frost in the
Good. Keep it up. I'm
Forest,
still
protect us.
dance to me.
Can't hide the truth.
That's more like it.
The deception ends here.
Leaving openings good. Keep it up. I'm still.
Go! Go! Moon's remnant.
For the everlasting forest.
Tell me, where will you try scurrying off to next?
A grave. Looks like Dottore has opted for a divide and conquer strategy. But we will not allow him to triumph. Now, I shall pray for our victory. Leave this place.
Entropy bends to me.
It all adds up.
Excellent. You barely managed to touch my level.
Let's see what you're made of. The mystery unravels.
Did you
The
honestly think that
deception
would hit
ends
me?
here.
With the marrow of the three moons in my hand, behold the false moons fall! Be shot!
Bombs away!
Found! Entropy bends.
Can't hide the truth. It all falls into place. No more lies. Absurd.
Be
It all adds up.
that which cannot stand against me.
I better wrap this up.
What's this supposed to be? A knockoff version of the space Columbina got trapped in? There really is no way out. We'll see about that, Dottore.
My apologies. I had not intended to take your teammates. But you have a
think that would hit me?
Water jet!
I'm aware you've been working on some little tricks to surprise me with, but it appears that none of them have come to fruition. My guess would be that you're trying to bring Columbina back. But then, where is Sandrone? I always found their friendship to be a curious phenomenon. Speaking of Columbina, I once saw her as like a younger sister. We got along quite amicably while she was with the Fatui, but then one day she suddenly decided she would refuse to take part in any further experiments. To this day, I truly don't. It's such a pity. I could have had a sister, a family.
You're not fit to be family to—
That I can't deny. So many people, all obsessed with playing out the same tired old dramas. This world is rotten to— And then there's you. You had every opportunity to reach the right conclusion. The thought of killing you off like this? But I maintain that I approached you in good faith, so I will offer you another chance. Will you work with me? You have until I count to 10 to make your choice. 1, 2, 3.
Not in a million years.
Sandrone, what a pleasant surprise.
You're as sick and twisted as ever. Don't—
Sandrone? But the formula hasn't—
Funnily enough, I was just discussing a collaboration opportunity with the Traveler.
Gone to waste?
I said that everyone would get one chance. And you've used yours to march right back into the lion's den. So yeah.
And what makes you think I believe a word that comes out of your mouth?
I was planning on disposing of your little formula after wrapping up more urgent business here. But since you've taken the trouble— Is this your life's work? This piece of trash? Your formula runs too slowly, Sandrone. You put your hope for success on others instead of fighting dirty. That is why you have failed. Now, whom should I slay first? Any volunteers? No one? How nice of you to leave the decision to me. Oh, how unexpected. Sandrone, any last words for me, comrade?
Is there anything you wish for?
Not really. But I've always known what I don't want. Go to hell, Dottore.
No!
now, you have failed.
Sandrone!
Now you see how fragile mechanical contraptions are. Just a gentle tap, and they fall to pieces. However keen of an inventor Sandrone may have been, her death spells the end of the formula that was running it. Of course, I have to commend her for making it this far. As her colleague, now, it is time for you to take your place by my side. My count was interrupted, but the second chance I extended to you still stands. By now, I'm sure you have gained a greater appreciation for the power and authority I wield. Not in the mood to talk? I'll change the topic to something more apropos. Sandrone was always like this, never trusting anyone. Always, objectively speaking, she had her strengths. It is remarkable how she extracted and even optimized the world formula from so much data. But her inability to trust was her undoing. Had she allowed someone else to monitor or run the formula for her, you might still have a chance at victory even now. But regrettably, she was a stubborn fool.
Dottore, maybe this is news to you, but people can change. Columbina surprised you when she escaped. And I think Sandrone would surprise you too.
Change?
You can twist the truth however you want, but I see it clear as day. You're the one who can't trust other people.
Is that how you... By this point, what can you hope? It is pointless to fight on. You've already lost.
Wrong. You can't win this, Dottore.
What?
My formula can get us 90% of the way. It will connect you to Columbina. Then, I will bring the formula's output to the Traveler's side. For the last 10%, do whatever it takes. Just bring the moon down.
The moon will never be yours!
I turn my body into moonlight and pour it over Nodcry. My soul I leave here to inform my future friends. Lastly, I will hide the Trilune Authority within the Frost Moon. And when my body, soul, and authority are reunited, finally...
Columbina!
Stay focused on the battle, Traveler.
What a touching reunion. Though I personally find myself repulsed by the sight of weaklings huddled together for war. Now, quite finished patting yourselves on the back. Show me how long you can struggle. Or you drown. Did you honestly think
Watch out, Columbina! He can manipulate space itself!
I know. Give it a right moment. We'll strike together.
Good. Keep it up. I'm still collecting data. Pathetic. Entropy bends.
Bombs away!
First, like an ant in my palm.
I grant you the new moon's blessing. The new moon shines upon you.
I am growing weary of your stubborn resistance.
It's over, Dottore!
No longer. In the cold night.
Time to pay for your heinous crimes!
Let the moonlight dispel the darkness. Everlasting as the moon.
So you lie alone in this rotten and decaying world? So close. I was so close to the new world. Willfully blind. How can you be so satisfied with your fate?
This battle was never about fate. It's about friends, family, and the home you stole from them.
So dull. Only the weak rely on each other for comfort. You shall see. Once I transcend fate, you will be nothing but fodder for my grand experiment!
That will never happen.
This erodes world.
No. This world is our home.
No, you're doing it wrong. The moon looks like this now.
What are you trying, children?
The new moon, Mom. It looks different than before, doesn't it? Also... Can I go buy a
All right. I suppose today is a special day after all. Almost.
Extra, extra! Get the latest Nashigs! Post-disaster report! Nasha Town reborn beneath a new moon! The voyage begins today! The future looks bright thanks to the League!
I knew things would be different.
They say a new moon goddess has been born.
A new moon goddess? Who's saying that?
I guess so. I'm not too clued up on the details. Hey, since we've come all this way, shall we...
Are you a convert now?
Oh, come on. What does it matter?
Come on! We gotta get there early, or there won't be any good spots left!
Shh, keep it down. This is a residential area. What if people are still sleeping?
Why is it so noisy outside? It's okay. What about you? Still winding down from everything that's happened? Okay, if you say so. What we just went through was... Oh, Lunatar disappeared after Columbina came back. Apparently, she was part of Columbina's soul or something. Still... Anyway, so... Chin up, Traveler. Hey! Don't poke fun. You should be glad that... Paimon didn't think you'd mention it. You have no idea how anxious Paimon was. Well, if you really want to show Paimon yourself... Okay.
Huh? Hey there, Traveler and Paimon! Good morning!
Morning, Yehuda! Here for...
Oh, I've...
You should probably be saying that to Aino. She's the baby of the group, if anyone.
True. You know, I'm surprised that all these competing groups are actually coming together to try to solve things together. Definitely a first for Nodcry.
Well, nothing like a region-wide calamity to bring people together. After that, surely even the most self-interested people have to realize that going it alone isn't worth the risk, right?
Try telling Boss Neff that. She's not exactly convinced that people are gonna get with the program.
Really? But if she's so pessimistic about it, why'd she agree to be the Curatorium's representative in the League?
Probably 'cause even though Unity sounds like a pretty far-fetched idea, the benefits it would bring make it worth a shot. I think things will work out, though. I swear, Nodcry feels like one big family now with everything that's happened. More than it used to, anyway.
Paimon's with you on that one. And it seems like plenty of other people agree, too. Just listen to the bustling streets.
All right. Everyone's been rebuilding these last 2 weeks, and the evacuees have been coming back in droves. Life's slowly returning back to normal. Which means my workload's probably gonna shoot back up. Were you about to head out? There's still some time before the ceremony begins, you know.
Yeah, we were gonna take a stroll around the square and say hi.
Sounds good.
Please accept today's boon. Have a nice day.
Are Paimon's eyes deceived?
Hello there. Would you like a
And I know too? What are you talking about, Paimon?
In the wake of the disaster, at times like these,
And we're using eggs and heating tube. Enough! Did you hear that? The Traveler said I did good.
that's because it's true, I know. Proposal. If you can resist eating today's dessert, I will provide you with...
No way! Well, that proposal got you. I need something to get me through the hard times too, you know.
Mom! Yes, dear. Go right ahead.
Excuse me. Could I... She helped us get safely out of Notcry, and she helped...
Of course. Oops.
Shall we move to the open space near the center?
Thank you!
Aren't you the better pick for this job, Flint?
You underestimate yourself yet again, Master Elu.
Not at all. I rarely come by Nasha Town. I don't know any of the big shots here.
All in good time.
But you're much further ahead.
You're not seen. There is no question.
You say it like you would...
I am most flattered. Sigh a little. That is precisely why...
I'm sure we all also agree that... Whatever.
Oh, it's... I'm sure you will...
If you say so, but...
In Admiral, we have the...
Yeah.
Quite a few familiar...
You seem well rested.
I know no one's asked, but I'm sure you all want to know, so let me just say, well, great, but not perfect.
I'm sure you had a sneaky...
Wait, how'd you find...
I'm sure you must be missing Mondstadt after all.
Yeah, you could say that again. Every time I get news from Mondstadt, it makes me want to go back and see the place for my... Honestly, once things are wrapped up here, I think it'll be time to head back.
Hey! Looks like someone's taking the stage.
Can everyone see okay? Anyone need a boost?
I'll just listen from...
You're taking this pretty serious?
Well, it's not every day that I get the chance to see how people speak in official setting.
Soak it up like a sponge. I'll make sure you get a chance to practice for yourself later down the line.
Mr. Varka, are you forgetting that I'm not a Knight of Favonius?
I can knight you. Any particular title you'd like?
Is he joking? I really can't...
You'll have to figure this one out for yourself.
It is my honor to host the opening ceremony for the League.
Could this person also have been pushed onto the big stage by the real big shots?
We come here today, having weathered the trials and hardships of yesterday.
All right, here we go. Uh-oh, looks like Aino's off in Dreamland already.
Come on, get the speech over with.
Notcry is our home, the land we rely on for survival. And as we chart a course for the future, may we persevere through the storms ahead as we sail towards a new era of prosperity.
Looks like we'll have more opportunities to travel in the future.
I'm sure you'll cope, Lady Moonchanter, given how fleet of foot you are. Unfortunately, I suspect I'll be too busy at the Curatorium to act as your host. We have a busy schedule. Not to mention an international network of contacts to manage.
It'll be all right. I'll just...
You... So giving my...
I thought you'd approve.
That's a bold statement. Are all the Frost Moon Scions feeling more audacious now that your moon goddess has returned?
Columbina's return has brought joy to all who care about her. That includes, as for the Frost Moon Scions, we are learning how to thrive independently, without relying. It is up to us to make our home a more livable place.
I like the word try. It's nice and non-committal. You can opt out at any time and still say you tried.
You don't see a bright future for the Frost Moon Scions?
Or I'm just not as optimistic as you. The Frost Moon Scions should count themselves lucky that they have a leader as stubborn and enterprising as you. But Nod Cry's a big place, with all kinds of people. Most of them don't enjoy...
Well, that's... Unless... the Curatorium of Secrets is only here for appearances.
For now, yes. And that won't change until this venture.
What would make it worth your while?
Getting out more than I put in. Right now, I'd barely...
Then maybe it's worth...
All right.
You...
Hey, you two! Congrats on all you...
Nefer was trying...
Sorry, what?
Your conversations are... Would you two care to join me for some tea before heading to your next destination?
Nicole? Wait, where...
Sadly not. I'm otherwise occupied right now. I'm sorry, Paimon. I can... If it's any consolation, let me say that how things appear on the surface is a far cry from what they are at their core. Perhaps you'll feel better if you focus on the fact you have a special line of communication with the great mage herself. No. Or
well, that's not ominous at all.
Not for the time being. Just think of this as a general check-in to make...
You could've... Still, the best friend. It's never gonna stop.
All right, fair point. I'll bear that in mind for next time.
Yeah.
Alice just informed me that they had their work cut out for them. And now everyone's thoroughly exhausted. But they did finally get things back under control. Still, the disruption caused by this disaster has made Teyvat easier to detect from the outside universe. She plans to wait for things to stabilize, then reschedule her Mondstadt vacation plan. As for me, I agree with Hat Guy's perspective. This is a time when many new variables are emerging, and the situation, we have to remain vigilant. And I did notice that the energy in Nodcry changed somewhat after the War of Funerary Flame. But since it was still aligned with the Light Realm, I never gave it a second thought. It looks like I'll have to examine the... Just doing my duty, of course. To give it... Never... By the way, they're quite similar to the
Oh! So that's what kept our friends safe when Dotori trapped them.
Indeed. We went to great lengths to make sure they were invisible to his eyes. Anyway, I'll contact you if anything else crops up. Oh, my angelic instincts. You should head to the docks next. Your friends are about to board their ship home.
You're here.
No. I'm bound for Sumeru, and she for Fontaine. We just happened to cross paths at the harbor. Everything seems fine. Sandrone may have an abominable temper, but she's always been very responsible with important calculations.
You always speak as if you know us inside out, Mr. Hat.
Maybe I'm just a good judge of character.
I certainly hope that's all there is to it. Regardless, you have been a significant help in this matter.
I didn't do anything special. Sandrone's the one who completed a seemingly impossible formula and turned the tide of the entire battle, even giving her life in the process. She's the one.
Even we were unaware that Sandrone had hidden the real formula inside Polonia's body. She managed to fool Dottore into thinking the formula was running in her system by installing an identical-looking decoy within her.
She probably realized that she didn't have the strength to stop Dottore. But this way, she always worked like that.
Well, that's why I'm traveling to Fontaine. She made a request of me long ago, and the time has come to fulfill it. She said that should she ever fail in a mission, she'd like me to deliver her core and Polonia's to the Fontaine Research Institute. She also mentioned that she had made arrangements for people there to set her affairs in order. Some of her personal effects, such as her notes, were left to me. I've decided to take them back to the House of the Hearth, for safekeep. However, there is one book among them that I'd like to leave in your care. I'll have someone deliver it to your residence at the flagship at a later date. No, I was specifically warned not to tell her. This is her last wish, and I will abide by it. I can only hope so, but none of us here can know for certain. I bade farewell to Columbina earlier today. As promised, she turned the iridescent moon's marrow over to me. She spent a long time with Sandrone's body. Sandrone's passing has left a great wound in all of our heart, but Columbina surprised me. She offered me some words of comfort before I departed. Despite being grief-stricken herself, she showed an awareness of the She never used to act like this. Clearly, she has grown. And I suspect, after these recent events, the Tsaritsa has revoked the Pale Star Edict. Snezhnaya now realizes that the arrest warrant for Columbina was just a ploy by Dottore, I shall return to Nodcry to see her as soon as I find the time. I hope that from now on, Columbina Hyposelenia's journey is only beginning. My ship is here. Traveler, Paimon, we shall...
What are you still bumming around for? Isn't Columbina waiting? I thought today was the day you'd agreed with her to go find out the truth about your ship. You're afraid you won't like the truth when you see it. Well, this is new.
Don't say that! Wouldn't you be if you were...
Fair point. But I'd say I have more experience. They say blood's thicker than water. I know how, no matter what, finding the truth is important. At least, that's the life lesson. What? Now that Dottore's... Maybe I regret not getting to end his life with my own hands. Or maybe it's something else. Either way, I'm going back to Sumeru. Lesser Lord Kusanali is gonna need help dealing with all the chaos Dottore left in his wake. Not just from this incident, but everything he did in the... You should continue with your journey, as you've always done. Who knows?
So, what should we do now? If you want to explore a bit more to steady those nerves, Paimon's game! After all, when Columbina said she knew where your ship was hidden, Paimon promised to give you two some alone time with the truth. It hasn't been all that long since we were last apart, sure, but... Hey, Paimon, but, if you can't make sense of something, let's give... Feel better now? Alrighty. can't quite believe we're meeting out here. We've gotten used to walking over to Silver Moon Hall whenever we go see you.
Well, you're still welcome to go there whenever you want to see me. It's just, now that it's all over, I've decided to make some changes. The older generation are still timid around me. They don't dare get too close, and they bow their heads when I walk by. But things are much better with the children. Hopefully, by the time the next Moon Prayer night comes around, I can enjoy the
You'll do fine, Columbina!
You really think so?
We were just starting out then, come on!
I'm only teasing. I know that I have you to thank for pulling me back down to solid ground. It feels good to finally stand firm on the earth where I was born.
Oh, that's great!
Thank you. I'll make sure not to lose it this time. Well then, are you ready?
Lumine, what happened? It's time to learn the...
Good. Then let me open the way for you.
Where does this lead?
To our shared destination.
Huh?
Do you remember me telling you about my missing prologue back when we just met? But while I was inside the moon's reflection, I realized that my prologue was really hidden in the future. The story of the time before I was born was in fact the story of my distant future. It's truly, but when I obtained the Trilunar Authority and returned to our present reality, I sensed something I hadn't expected. Your prologue.
So you...
Yes, your spaceship. All this time, it has been hidden on the Frost Moon, which lay beyond the sky, the great ruler of the firmament.
Wait, them? Why would they do that?
I don't know. Perhaps your ship contains something that is incompatible with Teyvat. Oh, did I pick a bad time to say this? Maybe I should have waited until you were on the moon, with no chance to back out.
That would have been kind of mean, you know.
Take me there.
Oh?
Whatever is hiding in that ship, it belongs to me and Lumine. Those memories belong to us. No one else has the right to decide whether I should or shouldn't know about it. Not even the heavenly principles.
Very well. Then let's go.
You two take care, alright? And don't forget to come back soon!
Rest assured, Paimon. We will. Traveler, after you. Thinking about the story that we'll find hidden on the moon?
Yes. And
stories like that don't exist, you know?
You don't believe in happy endings?
I don't believe in endings.
Where am I?
This is the pathway I built between Teyvat and the Frost Moon. The moon is very far away from us, so it could be a long journey. After I obtained the Trilunar Authority, I unwittingly saw past events from many of my friends' lives. One was Lauma. She was so young when they chose her to be the Moon Chanter. From then on, the Frost Moon Scions looked to her to bring messages from their goddess. But, for better or worse, I had left Hisi Island before she was ever born. It was not until much, much later that she met me.
I think it's for the best. Because of the way things turned out, you had the opportunity to become friends.
You're right. In that sense, I think we were both very lucky. And about that mage, Nicole. I only recently learned that she has lived in Teyvat since the time of the Three Moon Sisters. The moon goddesses always had a good relationship with the angels. I suppose our friendship continues that tradition. And then there's Zandrone. I never knew that much about her, beyond the fact that she was created by someone called the Lord Artificer. She, too, suffered for a long time before joining the Fatui. How I wish I could talk to her again. Even if only to hear her say nasty things to me. Also, I saw your siblings' story. I'm afraid I didn't see much. It seems that she rarely came to the surface, where the moonlight shines. But I did notice that back when you first set out on your journey, she would often appear nearby, gazing at you from afar with a guilty look in her eyes.
Lumine.
Let us speak no more of the past. I probably shouldn't reveal so much about my friends. It's not my place. Let the moonlight carry us forth. We are very close now. After this, I'd like to bring some Kuhenki to the moon as well. If they're willing, of course.
What about your other friends? Will you bring them to visit too?
Certainly. But I'll need to tidy the place up first. This home hasn't received any guests in a long, long time. I remember writing something similar with you on Moon Prayer Night. I believe it was called...
Dodoko's Whirligig.
Yes, that was it. You asked me if I was afraid to return to the moon, and I said that I was. The idea that I had gained something precious, only to lose it so quickly. That frightened me. But I'm not afraid anymore. Besides, this time, we're traveling together. We're here. over there.
Our spaceship.
It's huge. I suppose that the moon is the only place one could hide it. It'll be all right.
Huh?
The way you feel in this moment. Solitude for me, but that night.
Columbina.
Go. Retrieve the part of your life that was once lost. Trust me, you will lose nothing by doing so. Look, Teyvat is right there. All of our friends are down there, waiting for us.
You're right.
Finished?
Yeah. Why did you take your eye mask off?
Well, since my return, I've decided to take more opportunities to see the world with my own. Besides, I've always wondered how...
And what do you...
It's beautiful. I could spend a whole day here. What about you? What do you think of the truth you found? I haven't looked at another person's expression in a long time, but...
Keep this up, and it won't be long before you give Nefer a run for her money.
Oh, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm much more used to sensing what's going on around me.
I read the spaceship's flight log. I always assumed that this was my first time in Teyvat. I thought that Lumine and I must have been hibernating, but the logs show that our spaceship flew over the skies of Teyvat once before. A long, long time ago.
Flew over? So you didn't land?
No, the ship barely came to a stop before flying on again. After that, it continued traveling through space for a long time. Some of the data is corrupted, but I suspect that it kept flying for thousands of years. It was only after that that the ship made a forced landing in Nodcry. When Lumine found me, she came from out. Could this mean that she left the ship long before I did? Maybe even during our first pass over Teyvat.
Are you all right?
Yes, I can feel that the truth is coming together. I remember Lumine telling me that when she first arrived in Conria, she could not recall the past. So this might be something that even she doesn't know.
Here, I made some space for you. Your mind must be racing.
Oh, wait, there's one...
What is it?
Wait here a moment. Hey, Colum...
Is that...
An old one, technically. It's been in a cabinet inside the ship this whole time. It's a matching pair with Lumine's. She always liked this set more.
Huh. I don't...
Really?
Yes. It's still the same you. Traveler, do you consider Tevat your home?
Home is wherever Lumine is. But then after all the time I've spent, yes.
Would you change your answer if Tevat changed appearance?
I don't know. The truth is not what matters most to me about Tevat.
When I was first born, I longed for a home. And when you get something before you're mature enough to... I thought that a home was a transaction. But you and your friends taught me what a true home should look.
That's because your friendship matters to us.
In the past, I thought that my birth in Nodcry must have been a mistake. But after journeying to the distant... now...
I'm sure your friends are just as glad.
In fact, I intend to make the same choice today as I did back then.
What do you mean?
Well, I've given the Eternal Moon's Marrow to Lauma, and the Iridescent Moon's Marrow to Arlecchino. And now, I shall return my Kuvagi to Nodcry again, that it may continue to protect my...
Wait! But what about your...
I won't. Not this time. The Frost Moon has now entered the fall sky, and I am the Tri-Lune Goddess. I am only returning to Nodcry the part of me that it needs. I am giving what I can. Oh, and I...
For me?
Yes. Come closer.
What was that?
I lifted some of the restrictions this world placed on you. I trust that...
My power. It feels like it's grown. I can use the elements more freely now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Here. This flower...
Isn't this a moon prayer blossom?
Yes. Don't worry. You will never see these flowers lose their color again. I'm finally discovering the joy of giving.
Hey, better late than never. What are you thinking about?
Why don't you take a guess? You get... one shot.
I don't think I'll get it in one guess. But I'm sure it's a happy thought.
That's kind of a sneaky answer. I can't say you got it wrong. Down into that, the moon seems so far away. I felt it might always lie beyond my reach. But on the moon, the haze that once enshrouded the skies has finally been dispersed. I feel like a traveler. I don't have a lot of luggage, but I do have a lot of hope for the future.
Well, what's next?
Next, to start with, I want to stay here just a little longer. After that, let's return home and continue our journey.
These clothes bring back so many memories.
The journey goes on. For you, and for me. Like I said, this is not the end. I don't believe there has to be an ending. Oh, is that... Most people would probably tell you to pack some warm clothes. But I experience things differently than most people, so I can't know how cold it is. In fact, it is home to quite a wondrous heat source. I think they call it Kreshnik's torch. Every city in Snezhnaya is built around one of those. I sensed the energy it gave off as I was passing by on a railway train. It felt grand and distant. I also recommend the Korolievsky troupe in Snezhnograd. They give performances quite regularly, and entry was free for harbingers. I liked them a lot. Once things settle down in Notcry, I'd like to explore the world beyond Snezhnaya. You've told me so many stories about the other places you've been to, and all the friends you've made there. It would also help me learn more about the journey that has made you into the person you are today. There's Regrator, the Rooster, and the Jester. Between them, they control a lot of what happens in Snezhnaya, but I could never wrap my head around how exactly power is split between them. I just know they are each responsible for many specific domains. I noticed that the Rooster and Regrator often appear to get along on the surface, while working against each other in secret, and theirs is not a friendly rivalry. But I wasn't particularly interested, so I tended to keep my distance. Now that I think about it, the term Mistelton often seemed to come up in connection with Project Stuja. Ice cold and sharp. Crystal clear in some ways, yet profoundly unfathomable in others. Like the thick layer of ice on top of a frozen lake. That's just the impression that Tsaritsa gives me. I was never able to glimpse what truly lies beneath that icy exterior. In fact, I don't think the people of Snezhnaya even know what kind of power their god wields. Maybe that's because the Tsaritsa herself has never acknowledged, nor accepted that power. Okay. As you continue on your journey, don't forget to gaze up at the moon once in a while. It is, after all, no longer an illusion. It shall cast down its true moonlight, connecting us in truth.
To Jean, acting Grand Master. This preamble is such a pain to write. It's probably high time we got rid of this acting business. I trust that Dern has updated you all on recent events. The good news is, we managed to come together and put a stop to the Doctor's evil schemes. As for the Fatui, not counting the Damselette, aka the Moon Goddess, who has left their organization, we found ourselves allied in this instance with both the Knave and Marionette. As ever, we find ourselves better off for making friends rather than enemies. But until we can ascertain the Tsaritsa's true intentions, the future remains uncertain. In a short while... Wait. How am I meant to surprise everyone if I tell them in a letter that I'm heading home? Well, that would be a huge waste. Okay, I will begin sending the expeditionary team back home in waves. I'm sure they'll be able to answer any... I hope they won't gloss over the details of my many heroic deeds. But if they do, I think of Mondstadt daily. Please give everyone... P.S. The honorary knight went above and beyond this time. Are there any other honors we can give him? P.P.S. Please be extra nice to Klee for the foreseeable future. I cashed in on the last favor that the Hexen Circle owed us, so we need to earn some more goodwill. If there's any serious problems, feel... And that, as they say, is all she wrote. And with the moon shining down brighter than ever...
Time for a break. Oh, this place looks perfect.
Trust me,